Hey all, it's Dan, and it is time for another book review. This time I'm reviewing Seeing Things by Sonora Taylor. Now, Sonora Taylor is very quickly becoming one of my favorite indie horror authors. And I first originally read her Without Condition, and then I followed up with Little Paranoias. And I have some of her older books on my Kindle that I don't know when I'm going to get to because I tell you guys all the time how I'm such a horrible Kindle reader. Paperback books, I'm there and I read them and fly through them. But like when it comes to Kindle books, it takes me forever to get through them. But anyways, let's get on with my review of Seeing Things. Now, if you missed my book mail video where I unboxed this, I'm going to tell you the synopsis. I'm going to give you a brief synopsis. I'm not going to read it word for word, but Abby Gilman has discovered that with growing up, there comes a lot of blood, but nothing prepares her for the trail of blood she sees in the hallway after class or the ghost she finds crammed inside an abandoned locker. No one believes Abby that she's seeing things as much as she wants to be believed. She wants to know more. Why is it she can suddenly see the dead? And then she leaves for an annual summer trip to visit her uncle. Now, I'm going to compare this to Carrie because, like Carrie, we have a 13-year-old girl who, she's going through puberty. She's getting her first menstruation. But on the same time, this isn't like trying to be like Carrie. I mean, it is paranormal horror, and it's a coming of age, but Abby Gilmore is not a social pariah in the way that Carrie was in the Stephen King's Carrie, if you know what I mean. And it's a whole different scenario. Like, Carrie was a telekinetic, and Abby Gilman is just sort of like M. Night Shyamalan's Sixth Sense. She sees dead people. She sees ghosts. So in that regards, it is very much a paranormal book. And at the same time, it is about a 13-year-old girl, but it's not immature, it doesn't really feel like a YA book. Even though the main character is 13 years old, it doesn't feel like it's Scooby-Doo and the gang solving these mysteries of why there's a ghost in the locker 751. It doesn't have that feel. And once again, I have to reiterate that I love the fact that Sonora Taylor, she writes these fleshed out characters that feel like they could be real people. They feel like they could be your cousin, your neighbor, your girl next door. They feel like they're so developed that they feel like they could be real people, and you can kind of feel for them in a way in the things that they're going through. Now, this starts out with, Abby experiencing the ghost that she sees in locker 751. She's kind of freaking out because it's the first time that this gift or ability manifests itself, that she's able to see ghosts. But the weird thing is, none of the ghosts want to talk to her, and so it goes on with the mystery of what's going on with locker 751, and then it shifts gears and she goes to visit her uncle, and their whole plan is to kind of fix up this her grandparents' house, and she's there to help her uncle. And she used to visit her uncle summers ago, but for some reason he's had his own issues going on, and they weren't able to get together. So there's a lot of that kind of family kind of bonding and stuff like that. That's why I'm saying it feels like they could be real people, because you get these little glimpses into what their family's like, issues and all that. And of course there's another kind of mystery involving ghosts when she gets out there to her uncle's place. And I have to say, I'm not going to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who has not read this. I don't like to do spoilers because I don't like to be spoiled when I go to read something. And the way she has plotted out the whole scenario with the uncle and the ghosts and everything threw me through a loop, and I love the fact that it was not predictable. The ending of this book was so not predictable. She quickly, I was thinking when I was reading this that I kind of knew what was going on, but then I was so far off track, and I appreciate the fact that I was nowhere near, I was close, but I was nowhere near really understanding what was going on here, and the way this ended was beautifully done. Very well crafted. I have to give Sonora props. The way this is written, I love the way she writes. I mean, she just writes things so profoundly. Like I said, she gives the characters a really fleshed out feeling. They feel like real people. And like I said, it wasn't predictable. And I gotta be honest with you guys, sometimes when a book is too predictable, it's just not that enjoyable. But I really enjoyed this, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 star rating on Goodreads. This is really, I think this is gonna be one of my all-time faves from her. I really think you guys should go check this out if you are a fan of paranormal horror, especially coming of age. It's really top-notch in my eyes. Definitely go check this out. And of course, as always, like I always tell you guys, if you are in the U.S., I will have a link to Amazon down below. I'm going to try out this bookshop.org for those of you outside the U.S. where they try to connect. Well, bookshop.org tries to find a book retailer near you, and then you can find the books there, and I get a small percentage of recommending books to you guys. Of course, as always, I will have my coffee link down there too, if you don't mind throwing in a few bucks. Every little bit helps me out. I'm not getting that AdSense. We're slowly getting there, but I'm still far away from getting that 1,000 subscribers to meet the requirements. I appreciate all of y'all that have subscribed and have been purchasing things through my links. That's all I got for you guys. If you came here looking for book recommendations and reviews, please hit that subscriber button, and while you're there, hit that notification bell so you're well aware of when I upload again. That's all I got, and until next time, this has been Dan. Take care and be good to each other.